Alright everyone, welcome back to Fast Pace for Headspace. We're going to get going with our next run just now. We've got Mannix86 providing us with a run of Joe and Mac 2 Lost in the Tropics. Mannix, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jerkodan. Thanks for being my host. It's been good to see you again, and I'm happy to be here.
Feelings mutual, my friend. So, are you ready?
I am. You might have seen this game on DOS called Caveman Ninja. You may have seen it on NES called Joe and Mac and like 10 other ports. We're playing Joe and Mac 2 here, US version. You might even know it as Joe and Mac 3 in the EU versions. Anyway, time starts as soon as I hit game start here, so we'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, this game, the best way I can explain it is it's very easy to play it, but it's very hard to optimize in terms of a speedrun. The controls are relatively simple. We hold either L or R as your shoulder buttons to run. Oops. So you can also jump, like what I should have done there. And you can use this club, which you can hit either upwards or sideways. We'll grab this meat so you can eat pieces of meat that are scattered throughout the lands. We'll grab this key. Sometimes areas have certain small conditions, like get a key, but it's nothing major. One particular thing about the game, though, that makes it challenging in terms of speedrun is you cannot use your club while you're running, so you actually have to let go your run button when you want to attack, such as that segment. Here's our first tiny mini auto scroller. You ride this little stone cart and pick up some money. The money does serve good purpose in the game. For us in the speedrun, it'll serve as buying meat when we're not into levels because our health carries over. Oops. This is one of the hardest sections of the game, so no problem messing that up. Here we go. The game has very sequential stuff happening, so things are supposed to happen as you appear on screen, but if you didn't get there at the same time as you normally would, things can happen a little differently. Or like an enemy that wasn't there can just magically spawn. Alright, so we're gonna get into this shoot. This is every physics in this game that you'll see are totally realistic. Right. And one of the things about this game is dinosaurs. I'm sure you can all guess which dinosaur this one might be. Do you know, Draco?
That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Close enough. We'll give time for the chat to guess. But yeah, every boss is basically a huge dinosaur, and they have some really funny animations, which we'll be seeing soon. And these enemies as well, these cavemen have some funny animations. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, especially this part here. We're actually waiting in the middle because the camera centralizes in the middle every time there's about to be a cutscene, and it centralizes really slow. So it's actually faster to wait in the middle and have the camera already centralized. There's a really funny one. So he's woken up this Stegosaurus, not the Stegosaurus, not to confuse. Alright, so we got our first weapon upgrade here, so we can shoot little beams here. Right. So a lot of the stages or the bosses will have like this little chase scene, nothing major. Alright. So now we can hurt the boss. It has a fair amount of iframes, so you want to time these hits and avoid the little rocks that he throws. There we go, good fight. And when you die, you can actually stand in pits, because why not? So that was the little intro stage. Now we're taking this raft. Looks totally safe and fun. We're back to the village, but we're immediately leaving, and we are going to the first level that we'll do. You can do them in any order, but we will be doing Snowy Mountain first, just in terms of movement. It's like the stage that's the furthest away, so want to try to do this one first. Right? So snow is a thing in here and ice. Here there's avalanches. As long as you're holding onto the rope while there's an avalanche, you're safe. And you can do some funny things here, like you can swing your club and sort of hang in air for a second, like that. And I love the idle animation here where he's freezing. Alright. We're gonna fall here. So a lot of enemies will be avoiding, because speedruns, right? We just want to run really fast. Here's another key condition. One of the rats actually has the key, but we actually have to communicate with the door first to get the key. So if you spent a whole lot of time looking for the key here and you never interacted with the door first, well, now you know why. Here's a really cool cave. It's a little precise here. It's one of my favorite ones. There we go. We'll talk about rope jumping here. So it's really slow to climb a rope, but it is possible to basically release the cord and immediately start jumping and re-grab the cord. It's harder than it sounds. It's actually the hardest tech in the game, but saves a lot of time over all the rope climbing that you will find. Right, we have a little section here with some rats, and we'll have a few of these. I don't know what they're called, stone squids? I don't know. Alright, now we're headed into like a mini auto-scroller while people guess the next dinosaur or Dracodon. You can squeeze 2 donations or so here.
We do not have any donations, so to speak, but I would like to remind people of the opportunities they have for the upcoming bid wars that we have. So, the most pressing bid war we have is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe character choice. You can choose between Roy Cooper, Waluigi, and Donkey Kong. Waluigi is in front right now with $349. Donkey Kong has $189. Roy Cooper has $57. So please get those in if you'd like to swing that choice.
You guessed Triceratop, you are correct. Or Bebop from the Ninja Turtles is also a suitable answer. So this boss has really quick iframes, so we can sort of walk back and forth like this for the first few hits. Now we just have to make sure he's not attacking on the side that we will be on. And that's it for Snowy Mountain. One of the easier stages, and we're going into one of the harder ones, the jungle. If I could get into the actual stage, that would be great. So we introduced the little pterodactyls. And here we have a good examples of where you have to stop running to use your club. There's some friendly animals, like that one, that you can ride. We will be not riding any of them, unfortunately. They're actually slower than walking, which is kind of strange. Or slower than running, probably faster than walking. This is one of the harder sections of the game, but also one of the coolest ones. There's these floating platforms that allow us to go through like this. There's a really tough one here. There we go. We're gonna hit this guy to get the iframes. Then we can just run through these ones. That's just fun. Alright. And we'll get hit intentionally here just so we can get through. That was really nice. I was really scared about that one today. Alright. We're in the final segment here, which is the next boss. If you guessed Ridley, you are correct, because he does the same moves as Ridley. I believe the correct answer is Pterodon. But yeah, Ridley, pterodactyl, also acceptable in my book. As you can see here, you can fly around, which is more fun. Normally you just want to duck like this, and it holds the wind down, but it's way more fun to get thrown around by the wind of the boss. Alright, so this boss can either fly upwards or downwards. You do want at least one pattern upwards. You can hit him 3 times per pattern. But once he dies, he sort of floats down to the ground. So it's nice to get the... Oh, I missed one hit there. You want to swoop like that so you kill him when he's low, but now we don't know what we'll get. The fast one is the hardest one to react to. Okay, so we're going to get a high pattern to finish. No problem. Oh yeah, you can also walk on spikes after the boss is dead. Perfect. So now we're headed to the swamp, which is sort of like an easy stage tacked in the middle with the hardest screen, in my opinion, of the game. So it's like kind of evens out, I guess. Here's another one that we won't ride. Okay, now we got the best club, which is like a... It does the same work for us as the single shot, but basically we'll be able to knock away enemies with projectiles, which we do lose if we die, so... Or if that stage is done. Little vine plants there, those are the only times you will see them. Okay, here's the water cave here. I'm going to try to focus here for a moment. Okay. Okay. That was the hard part. Okay, let's just ride this one for a second just to show it to people. Because why not? I totally never do this in speedruns. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Okay, we'll hop off here. This is the scary part. There's columns that keeps pushing you in the spikes, so you can't stop. It actually wants you to speedrun. Alright. Now here's a screen that somewhat looks intimidating when you first do it, because there's a bunch of enemies you can't kill, you have to dodge, but really all you have to do is hold right. And then you hold right again. Incredible. That was it. We're coming up to the swamp boss, which this dinosaur I could totally understand if you didn't know the name of it or its species kind, because I wouldn't know it either originally. I had to Google it. But it's got some really weird, strange attacks, like that flying bubble and the fins. And how about the weird tail? Yep. I'm trying to remember, but I believe this is a plesiosaurus species, which is like a water dinosaur. Cool. We're done the swamp. Things are going relatively well. We're headed to the volcano, which has my favorite beat of the song. And the gimmicks or the things about this level is fire. And if you fall into a volcano pit, well, you're guaranteed to die in one hit. So we don't want that. And there's these columns you can jump on, but some are filled with fire. We'll take a safety meet here. Here we go. A neat little jumping section here. As long as you spawn the columns on the exact time that you want them to, they will always have the same pattern. And we'll actually be manipulating that in the next segment. This one is like a little lava chase screen, but the lava is quite slow compared to us, so we won't see the lava. Here's a neat little segment for rope jumping. Alright, one little more segment here. We're going to jump over these enemies, these ones, and the lazy guy. Perfect. Alright, so this is like the end of the volcano. Oh, I missed my hit there. So here we'll wait for the column to come down so we can jump over. Here we'll wait, do 3 clubs for timing, and there we go. Columns were waiting for me in the right spot. And here we'll intentionally jump the slope. If I don't, there's like a really slow auto-scroller. Okay, unfortunately I got hit by that leg there. I wasn't fully onto it. Alright, so if you can't guess this one, then you'll guess soon enough. But by the leg, you could probably have an idea which dinosaur this one is. It's not Barney, though. Alright. I do like how the dinosaurs look in the game, though. They did a really good job, and they have funny animations when you hit them. Here's our good old friend, the T-Rex that Dracodan was looking for. Right.
This is the Stegosaurus, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this boss is quite annoying. He has a weird hitbox, and he has also very short iframes, and he hits you in weird spots like he just did there. He's got a terrible knack for having just like the improper height that you want. There we go. Alright. Now he's down. We've got the 6 rainbow stones that we needed from the stages. So we go back to the village. And you have to hit gongs here to talk to people. They do not speak human. Not unless you bong. Here we go. And then we need more rainbow stone. Gee. Looks like the chief of the village has one. Thanks. I like this guy. He's like, I'll take you to your village. Sure, why not? That sounds like a fun visit. And he drops you into fire. It's, let's save the fire. This is the Gork fight. Gork is a reactionary boss. He's really annoying. And has some RNG to him. We do want him to jump like he's doing there. Okay, now he's being really mean. So now we're gonna have to do the safe strat, which is you basically want to stay ducking, and you want to swing your club or move to force him to jump. He's not being nice at all. There's one. As you can see, as soon as you're next to him, he's gonna hit you. It's actually a really hard boss casually. Even speedrun wise, he can be annoying. Get one more. Okay, he was nice a little bit with the jumps there, except one time. Yeah, we're gonna take our free ride back to the village. We're gonna buy one more piece of jumbo meat, just for safety. And we're headed to the final level already, which is the rainforest. But first, we have to use all our crystals to create this beautiful rainbow bridge. And here we go. I'm going to be quiet for the rainforest part, just because it can go south real quick here. Here we go. Okay. Alright, we're through the hardest part. Just get rid of these guys, and here we go. Now we're headed to the Bone Sanctuary. I actually love the name, but it actually just means refights. So we're gonna refight all the bosses we just saw. The difference is they'll either be in different environments, they might have a different set of iframes, but for the most part it's the same boss. So yeah, Dracodan, if you have some donations and such, this is a perfect spot too before the final area.
I'm just going to labor the point that we do have that Mario Kart 8 bid war, and I say that because we are fast running out of time to put donations towards it. This run's going to be wrapping up before too long, and Mario Kart 8 is directly after this run. So if you would like to put some donations towards Mario Kart 8, now is the time to do it. If you don't fancy that bid war, we also have the Kaze and the Wild Masks bid war for choosing Kaze's scarf color, and we have just had our first donation towards that. We have a $5 donation put towards Storm, the blue scarf, by Anonymous. Thank you very much for that donation.
Thank you. Yeah, keep donating. I should probably say take this every time I swing my club. I don't know if that would be a good incentive. Take this, take this, take this. So this boss is the same, but very different in a way. One, there's no snow, but the iframes are a lot longer. So it changes. We can't do the little back and forth walk strat that we were doing. So we have to react to when I think he's going to do one of his attacks and not turn around. There we go. So far, so good. Okay, so he got me once. And as per all the other bosses, I intentionally wait in the center of the screen until I'm allowed to go so that it doesn't do the very slow scrolling. So this boss is the same, except as soon as he reaches the top, he immediately starts dipping in the water. So we actually have to take an extra cycle to kill him. There's no way around it. So we can get 2 hits per cycle, basically. There we go. In the first fight, you can actually fit 3 hits in the cycle. But everything else about the fight is the same. There we go. One more. Say bye to the fins for the last time. There we go. Perfect. And our last mini boss, or last refights I should say, is our good old friend the Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus Rex, there we go. The fight is the same, except I don't have all the lava and the stuff to deal with, but his iframes are a tiny bit longer. So the fight is a little bit longer. I've never done this fight in a run without taking damage. There's always something. I love that animation when he falls down. It's hilarious. Okay. Right, the final boss, there's 2 phases, and time will be after I pick up the crown after the second phase. There are some bright lights at the end of the second phase for like 2 seconds, so if you do have shades or whatnot, you can definitely put them on. No shame in that. It's a short sequence though, but it's bright enough that it could bother somebody. Okay. Gork decided that we were not going to have a deathless run. Okay. So the good news is now we have full health, but he decided that I was not going to be full health as well. Like I said, I really hate this boss. So we're just going to do the safety, wait for the jump. I mean, I almost feel like you have to, like, because every time you try to go at him, he just punches you away. Come on, you know you can do it. This is why, this is the one thing I hate about this fight. He can totally ruin a fantastic run just by, come on. Come on. This is probably the worst Gork I've seen in a long time. No? Well, now you're just being bad. You're not even doing anything. Yay! More, please. Yay! More. Come on. He's reactionary, so like the more I do inputs while I'm crouched, the more he's gonna do something. It's just not always the something that I want. Come on, Gort. One more. For the fans. Thank you. Oof. Right. So we think we're done, but we're not. Now we're fighting Super Gork, which sounds devastating considering how the first one was, but this second one is actually way easier. Every time we hit him, he does like a different sequence. It is RNG what he does. This is the slowest one. We don't want that. And he does it twice in a row. Just my luck. When he shoots the beam there, that's when he reaches a certain amount of HP. That's the fast one. We want that. And another quintet spin. Okay. Another one. This is terrible. Alright, that's not bad. Okay. One more hit. You know, time is as soon as I pick up this crown. And time. Alright. that was Joan Mac 2 Lost in the Tropics. The adventures of Gork will ruin your run. Only one death though, I'm pretty happy with that. And one thing we didn't talk about is in this game there is currency. You pick up money and you can actually decorate your house. You can actually get a girlfriend and she can live in your house and everything. And at the end of the game they send you home, but because we didn't do anything of that, it says no one's home. Oh. But yeah, as you can see, when you're player 2, you are Mac. It's a pretty fun co-op game. Definitely have fun playing this 2-player. But yeah, that was Joan Mac 2, and it has a great ending song, but I just want to do a couple shouts. First of all, shouts to you, Draco Dan, for being my host, and it's been a long time due that we needed to have a chat. We've been known you for a number of years now, so it's great to see you again. And I'd like to shout out just the Super Nintendo community in general. It's a fun console to do speedruns for. And yeah, just shout out to all my supporters and everybody here at Fast-Paced for Headspace that put this together. What do we have next, Draco?
Next, we are going to have the aforementioned Mario Kart 8 Deluxe run. And I'd just like to thank you, Mannix, for that great run. Very entertaining, great commentary. Thank you very much for joining. And yeah, just like to reciprocate the feeling that it's good to see you again, and very proud to be able to host for you. So thanks once again.
No problem. Thanks for having me.